All right, guys. This is Danny Go here with the weekly results show. I believe this is our third one. So I'll just go over a little bit the results of the week, goals, strategies. So positive, I felt I really did great on MU this week. So I hope that that sort of thing over time will pay off. The bad is it was very ugly on TT, extremely ugly. Um, we had a bit of a we started bad. We had a tiny bit of a reversal, and then it just got really ugly. There's not much more to describe that. But yeah, I did I did a bunch of stuff. I did obviously there was a big repair run last week, and then I did take it a little easy for a bit. I got a snowdrake, did a little bit of mayhem. And then I was on Toulon for a while, did mining. Probably most likely my Toulon. I had a mining global on Toulon. It wasn't very big, but it's not there. Not enough trackers, but I was hunting small there. But then after Toulon, definitely intensified the pace, did a lot of mayhem. Hunted a bunch of longu, primordial longu, some really big spider creatures. The spider creatures were actually the one positive of the week. Everything else was just. Then I mined on Rocktopia. I did get an alternate global. Maybe that doesn't even show. Oh no, the alternate global does show up. But yeah, it was ugly on TT. These numbers, I guess this would have been last week, the 4,800-ish. Those are in peds. So by 10/8, it slipped, or yeah, 3 days it slipped 400 peds, and then by that's a typo, 10/20. That's really far in the future. That should be 10/10. That's today, 12/10. That's today. That's negative 5,900 peds. So that it it slipped 700 more peds. So it was a difficult one. Um, well, I'm just gonna go briefly. I usually won't do this every week, but I'm gonna go over how I do my accounting. So basically, we have TT. What I basically do is I take my ped. I take because it doesn't recognize ped that when it's in your card. So I take my ped out of my card. The website will recognize it. So I have 0 ped in my card. And then once I have 0 ped in my card, I can see my total TT on the website. Let's go back there. I have the website open. You can see my total TT here. Now obviously I've been crafting since then, so it would change, but it's a small craft, so it wouldn't go up or down much. But the point is, I'm not trying to count in real time. I'm doing this once every few days or once a week. I mean, I didn't used to do this that often. I'm doing it more now that we have um, this result show going. But that's how I get that number just directly off the website for you guys. And I guess maybe it's cut off actually. Um, like I don't I don't want the thing to be too big because like one thing is that with Entropia Life is there are some like ad bars on the side and I don't want them displayed on my thing. Maybe I just won't well maybe I'll just like take a screenshots of Entropia Life to display. I'll have to think of the format because I don't really like this format. But I have to maybe I'll make it more of a slideshow thing so I can view things better. I'll work on it because I think that, maybe if I can make it like pictures of it and just have the pictures to display, that will be better. So they can be bigger and better viewable because I feel like the format's not great. But you do get the idea, kind of going over it. That's how I get the website. Just, put all the ped cards so that EU can see all of the ped as an inventory. And then I get that number from there. And then my numbers, yeah, I know these aren't very seeable. So I'm gonna have to work on this formatting a little bit, make it more user friendly. But it's a work in progress, and I hope that that you at least get, that I'm working on it, and hopefully you like the idea I'm trying to promote EU. I like the game, and just also talk about what I'm doing and strategy. So if you like it at all, you think there's any possible value here for people, please subscribe. Hit that like, and maybe leave a comment if you want help raise, those things. Subscribing, liking the video, subscribing to my channel, liking the video, and commenting. All those things, it will raise visibility of my channel, to help me, promote my channel and the game. So I really appreciate that if that's something you'd like. But yeah, so it's a little bit of a rough week, but there were some real positives. I got, mining on Toulon. I got some really good MU, I felt. So I was pleased with that. Alt Rock, I got some really good MU mining. The mobs I was hunting, I got a bunch of output amps. Got a bunch of twin tokens. So and the big success, although it didn't really show up in my results yet because it hasn't sold. Let's go to the auction. Woohoo! I mean, it wasn't huge, but it was nice. I mean, it was good. I have an empty skill implant, 19 point 36 peds, so hopefully get like 180-ish peds for that. So that was a pretty big hunting find. But other than that, it was not an easy week by any means. But skill-wise, I did make progress. I was pleased with that. Especially I got 2 codex ups in mobs with more rare skills. The primordial longu. I think I took analysis. The spider creatures, I believe I took, what was it? There's zoology and biology. Took one of those because I was a little further behind on one of those. I forget which one, but I got a bunch of points in that, and then I got a big codex, I think, on um, a mayhem. I think I got like 70 points of dex. I mean, it's sort of a more minor looter skill, but needless to say, I just need all the looter skills I can get to 60. My sort of strategy is, uh, I guess I should say, to get about 1,000 points in all the skills. Now I know it's not going to be exactly. I guess I made the screen bigger. Hopefully, I resize it just a little bit better. Okay, so that's the better size for streaming. Maybe, or maybe I could mess with it the other way, and it'd be good for streaming too. I don't know. So you know, kind of where we're sitting. It's been kind of well, I mean, last time we had sort of anything resembling results was in early October. We had a bit of a run that took me to, close to the, um, close to about down 2,000 beds. So, had a little bit then. And then, back in June. My last positive was in May. So since May, things started to go downhill. I mean, there were a little bit of ups and positives, but it's really kind of fallen apart more recently. But I'm still, I'm thinking that, my game has been fundamentally sound, I believe. I don't feel like I'm doing a whole lot different. I think there was a little bit of stuff I did a little different. I did feel like I had good reasons for it, so I mean, maybe I wasn't quite as strict on the MU, but I feel like I should have the numbers for a rebound. I think I'm just getting more variance because I have a bigger cycle as time goes on. Bigger cycle allows more variance, and so bigger highs, bigger lows. Let's hope that that is just is the case. So I'll kind of just be in mayhem for a little bit as I go over things. But I definitely enjoyed my play this week, so I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy the game. I enjoyed it. I always like to have a little bit better results, but I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. One of the things that I do feel is that more recently, like I sort of started to suspect maybe your results are weighted based on how much you've done in different professions. So one of the things that I've started to think is that some of the difficulty in my results is that while my skills are increasing as I'm doing more and more things outside of animal looter, because the weight in these professions is increasing, like prospector, my average looter is sort of decreasing per what I've done. Um, you know, even though my total skills are increasing, like the amount of ped cycled, and the weight in some of those lower professions has increased significantly. So actually, my average looter is lower statistically, and I think that actually probably is the problem. Is that I've improved a lot, but I've improved in mining and crafting, which are a little bit lower, and so actually I've been sort of lowering my average. My average profession is actually lowering as the amount of cycle I've had in it. Now, obviously, that's something that over time will correct itself, but you know, sometimes you're taking steps, and I think this is probably the case. I'm probably taking steps forward. While they are steps forward, it's kind of like they're long-term steps forward. It's short-term. It's kind of like feels like steps backwards. The other problem I think is I do believe the skills are important, and I've got three very weak skills, and I think that that is hurting me. And it would be much easier to kind of remove those problems if I was having better returns, but not having as good of returns, it makes it a little bit harder. The number one is that, and I think I was working really hard to get the mechanical engineer unlock. I maybe should have been more patient with that. But I was feeling okay about it. And I guess a lot of that was that, I had the um, the Twitch stream going, and then that kind of ended right as I got the as I got the unlock. The unlock in mechanical, I only got 423 points in, and I don't think that that is enough to really be meaningful. I think you need at least 2,000 points to be meaningful. So that's kind of a painful one because, you know, um, you know, basically, you know, added, I would say, just thousands and thousands of pets that cycle, probably even hundreds of thousands of pets that cycle, and I haven't really been able to meaningfully move that unlocked skill. So I think that that really hurts me, right there. My own hurts me a lot, actually. But I mean, I just don't have the pets to just randomly craft at the moment. Um, so that's been a struggle. Mining, also, even after Twitch, I was, working with Batismo, which unfortunately went under. That hurt a lot, but I was working on mining, so I put a lot of pets in that cycle. This one I have got a lot higher. That's the last unlock, 1,343 pets. So again, I think I really need 2,000 to have a meaningful result off of those, or start to feel that. I mean, 2,000 is kind of like base minimum. Um, but again, with Batismo going under, that did really hurt my, um, you know, hurt me there. And obviously with my stream, I'm no longer getting the income, but I still do have, some of the liabilities, haven't been paid out. So, my stream with Twitch, Batismo, that sum there, I guess you cannot see it at all. I'm not gonna worry about that. It's just I keep a kind of track in the column. I basically over 8,000 peds, almost 8,100 peds paid out or awarded, but I'm not getting income. I still had to have a little bit to pay out. Obviously, actually, there were. Well, this is the most recent one I calculated a few days ago. But most of it is on this page. I paid out almost all of it. A few, not the um, the blue stuff is paid out. It also says done, but the ones that are white aren't paid out. So maybe I have about 700 peds in liabilities. But I mean, that's, the income is gone and I still have the liability, some liabilities. So that's going to be a drag for a while. Um, well, more significantly, also, I'm dealing with a drag on these deeds. The game is just releasing more and more deeds. There's just not enough demand. But the more deeds that are released, the more supply. It devalues. Hey, somebody bid on my empty. I mean, I put it really low. So, but hey, it's nice to get a little, for an opening bid. Makes me feel good. Oh, yeah, see it. I'll go there. So I got a 136 pet on my empty. It's buyout is like 180-ish, I think, something. That feels really good. But yeah, so obviously, we're so I did some major write-offs on Calypso deeds. I did a very small write-off on Treasure Island. So I'm gonna do a lot more, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it over time. Basically, I get a little bit of money from misplay, doing those app games. I just put it into the game. I kind of consider that as part of my EU income because I'm doing it for you. I'm also using ped sites like Playpoint Games, although I used that more in the past, but I still use it every week. Um, and I'll have these links for these things. These are good things you can use to get money in the game for yourself. I'll have and also Ludius. I use Ludius the most right now. I use Misplay a lot. So like I did write off, but actually my numbers actually increased because I actually bought a lot of deeds. I bought it from money I got from Ludius and Misplay. And but I'm gonna slowly write it off to get to reasonable levels. But it's still quite a lot. I have to write off about 600 peds. But I'm not really writing it. I'm just gonna write it off over time slowly. But I'm actually gonna like write off like I'm gonna if I buy like, for example, if I get some money from these ped sites, maybe I'll buy 100 peds of deeds and do an 80 ped write off. So I'll actually increase my total in those charts as I take the write off. Because I'm owning more deeds. I just don't want to. I just don't. For my numbers, I just don't want to take a flat 600 ped write off. I'm actually going to take it as I buy more deeds. But since the deed price is falling, it's basically sort of a bond style investment. Basically, as a bond, although it's not exactly because it's more like a dividend stock, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's more like a dividend stock. But as the price is falling, that means the yield is increasing. So, um, as even as I'm buying more, I'm definitely increasing my yield. And because it is a very long-term thing, like okay, I'm just gonna do it. But needless to say, there's a lot of drags there at this point. I mean, the more unfortunate thing is that this whole down drop has been going on as Twin has been going on. So I feel like it has really slowed me down, really limited my ability to get Twin to, well, not totally, but it has to some degree slowed me down. And it's also unfortunate that, all that MU, I would have thought that I wouldn't have, fallen so far behind. But, it is what it is. So I did get some big increases in looter skill this week, due to the 3 codexes. I was at like 51.9, now I'm at 52.1, so I gained, a fifth of a level this week in looter. That won't happen very often. Yeah, I'm having fun in the game still. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to get some results, because it's just been a while. And, but also realistically, because, when I'm taking all that money from those various sources and also some streams, and I'm kind of slowly putting that into deeds and taking write-offs also on that total. Um, next few months may not look very pretty. But, that's another thing too is with my strategy is obviously, have a huge amount of deeds, or I mean, I guess it's not. It's definitely less than my total of peds, but it's significant. So the deeds will help me, if I start to get really behind, and also, could do a little bit of sweating, and you get, stuff from the ped sites. So we'll see how it goes. Just takes a while for some of these skills like skinning, I mean, it's progressing, but, slowly. Hmm. I feel like, at this point in the game, this is when a lot of people start getting 10K Hoffs. So, I'm kind of hoping that my time is coming soon. Because the funny thing is that my results have been really struggling, through the streaming, which I felt like, I got a lot of income into the game from that. So I would have thought that, I mean, obviously I was kind of holding equal just really during the streaming, even though I was getting a lot of income in, which I would have hoped would have been putting me in position to kind of, get something like a huge Hoff. But I only got like this year, I got two Hoffs basically so far. I'm a 1K solo Hoff, or it's about 900, 950-ish, and part of it, a 3,000 from a shared loot, which is significantly less than last year. Last year I got 4,500 pet Hoff, plus I got, you know, maybe four other Hoffs, maybe even five Hoffs. So, and those Hoffs would have probably been more than my total, so, and not only that, that's especially bad because I've probably cycled, you know, maybe three times as much this year than last year. Maybe not as much. Maybe probably cycled twice as much. So I've cycled twice as much and got less than half the globals. So or half the Hoffs, and not only that, I think my not only are the Hoffs down, the globals are down. So yeah, I've been really kind of surprised how badly this year has gone. Um, Last year went really good, and this year's just been really bad. Um, for the results. But I mean, I've had a lot of fun. Um, you know, a lot of nice people I met, a lot of fun times. So not complaining or anything, but it's been a little on the result side. It's been a little dismal, but I'm hoping it's going to turn around soon because maybe it's been a lot of those headwinds of kind of getting into those new professions. Once once my skills start developing a little bit more in those professions, maybe it'll take off a little bit. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I'm kind of reaching a turning point because I feel fundamentally my strategy has been good. I do think the nanocube update maybe hurt me um, overall because I wasn't exactly to the place I needed to be to get the unlock before it, but I wasn't too far out. I do think that nanocube price, or some of that has benefited me a little bit. Um, so maybe maybe it's been a little more hurtful than harmful, but I guess it's been a little bit of a wash. I mean, now that I'm not crafting hardly at all. I guess it looks to be more positive long term than negative. But on the other hand, I guess that's also a big loss that I don't feel I can craft with nanocubes. Because I kind of have that skill that I need to get developed, and it is super hard to develop without crafting nanocubes. And I just don't have enough other good crafts in there that I feel confident on that can develop that skill. So I guess actually that is a pretty devastating update for me, because at this point I'm kind of trapped with a skill that needs to be improved to help increase my results, and I don't feel like I've got good options. And some of that probably, and it's nice to talk through these things, because just as I talk through things, I actually learn things. So, and this was like one of those things that I feel like that was good that I talked through that, because I need to maybe be a little more creative, look more out there into the blueprints that I could be crafting, and really just study it and see, maybe, probably if I study it, I can maybe find a few blueprints that can help me. I can feel good with crafting and, still work that skills up. So I just need to put in that some elbow grease, and it's not cycle, just spend some time searching the auction, the website, the wiki. Maybe I can find some things that can help me there. More more thinking, less doing. It's a good idea. But yeah, it's kind of funny because, yeah, I was like, again, all these difficult results, it really does hurt a little bit my ability to cycle. Like, I mean, I guess at this level, um, it's not any issue to keep cycling, but if I slip a little bit, it'll start to become actually difficult to do even mayhem. I do have a lot of storage and inventory, so I also need to just really spend a lot of time getting some value from that, or at least if I don't really think it has value, turn it into nanocubes. And that'll help me a lot, having more. I got a huge amount of storage that just something needs to be done with it. So I guess that's not the most fun, just cleaning things, but I mean, it's also not a race. I mean, I do want to do stuff, but doing more sweating and making it more chill on the game is okay too. Also, just maybe just being okay hunting smaller. Um, I'm doing a lot of big hunts, and it's not been paying off. So, maybe as, especially as I have some headwinds, from my stream ending, and on Twitch, um, and also kind of just writing down the deeds. I mean, I'm increasing my yield a lot, so I think long term it's not going to be like negative to me, because I am increasing my deed amounts. But short term it's definitely headwinds, so maybe just take it a little slower as I'm dealing with those headwinds. But we'll see. I mean, I'm doing stuff that, well, the other thing too is I'm not quite at the point of wanting to take it slower yet, just because I see that there's value still in the twin tokens, even though, they're only, 33 pec each. I don't know if it's still 33. It was yesterday. But then people started offering 32. But I mean, as long as it's summoner wants 0.35. Um, So yeah, see where that goes. But yeah, I mean, while they're still twin tokens, I'm not like wanting to have any slowdown if possible. I just want to keep going at this point. Kind of deal with the carnage after twin. So I feel like, it's gonna help me with, I feel like the twin tokens are just gonna make things a little bit easier. Um, so, as long as my ped supports it, I'm just gonna, I mean, obviously, I've got, my structure of things, I have, you know, 15,700. Now, I mean, obviously, I think they've sunk in a little bit in value, but not hugely. If I was to fire sale it, it'd probably be like 600 sale ped less. Well, not fire sale, but even sell over time. But um, even still, that's a lot of value in pets. So, I mean, and my sort of losses, like, yeah, I could, this sort of loss rate, um, it would be like 5 years before I really had any need to depot or whatnot. But on the other hand, I don't want to like go into selling any deeds. On the head side, it might be about 3 years. But I'm not gonna play it like that. I mean, I would slow down a lot if I keep, having this sort of results. Just to, you know, um, let the deeds kick in a little more, because it's a long-term thing. Do a little more sweating. Um, you know, wait for the pet site strategy to kick in a little bit more. So I'm not gonna continue sinking this quickly if I don't get some reversals. But I mean, while twin is still, I don't know the level that, but I mean, even probably above 25 pec, I still think that's providing a lot of value to me. So, as long as it's holding above 25 pecs, the tokens, I think that I'm just going to keep going. No matter how ugly it kind of looks, because, it's something that's going into my cycle. I think that it'll come back to me, Um, so the boss should be soon here, so. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Meta's increasing a little bit, so that's been nice. But oh, I got a meta to claim. Nice. Should I codex up something? I don't feel like I remember codexing anything. I feel like I must have. Maybe I claimed the reward. I don't see anything not to claim that I haven't already claimed, so. Unless it was Merry Creatures. No? I guess whatever I codex, I claimed the reward and just didn't claim the meta. Well, I mean, that's positive. I mean, I'm glad to have it. Just a little confused how that. 'Cause I swear I didn't have it. I don't remember leveling any codexes, and that's suddenly I had it, but it's probably just a mismemory. I probably forgot when I mean, I probably checked earlier in the week and I didn't have it, and I got a codex and I didn't check again. So I just felt like I checked recently, but I probably forgot. All right, that's cool. Boss should be soon, so that'll be nice. Now I'll go probably sell those tokens and then maybe call it a stream or video. We'll see what happens here. I mean, it's always, you never know. I mean, I would hope that, I'm at a reversal point. I would hope that, I would start getting a nice reversal, but on the other hand, a little bit problematically, I'm not showing any signs of any reversal, even though I kind of hit that reversal point, I felt. So it looks like it may just want to drop me even more. So, you know, like it used to be, 5,000 or yeah, pretty much like negative 5,000 was, and now I seem to be, reversing a little bit below 6,000. So it's definitely deepening, sort of ditch, tiny bit. But I mean, more concerning than that the total has slipped is that there just haven't been any really strong reversals for a long time. I mean, it's like, yeah, I get low and then I get like a 1,000 or 2,000 ped reversal, but I've not had any meaningful reversal of, 3, 4, 5,000 peds, 6,000 peds, even in, kind of a month-long time. Like I used to always have that sort of thing. I'd get down 5,000 peds and then I'd get a reversal, say of, even 3,000, 4,000 peds, and then I'd go back. But it's just been, pretty much just holding near the bottom, and then not only am I just holding near the bottom, I'm just not reversing off the bottom. Any reversals tends to be like 1,000, 1,500 peds, and then just more down, and then I keep sort of like whatever my lowest was, I keep slipping a little bit lower. That's a very sort of concerning trend, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not been too bad. And I do think that there are some explanations for that, because I haven't really been able to get much. Oh, there's another skill. I've done a ton of mutants, and my genetics is low. And I've been working on that with tree cutting, but it's been super slow, that genetics. So those are the kind of three skills. Obviously, there's the crafting one. That one is just really difficult. The mining one, I just kind of feel like I have to push through that one. And the genetics, I just have to do tree cutting. But it's been, obviously that 2,000 level I think is very important. Just as a starting point. Again, that's at 1,300, around the same point as the mining. So unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, those have been some real drags on me, and I'm thinking that those, and also as I've been, crafting and mining, essentially because I've been putting a lot of weight into those professions. I think I've been sort of decreasing my average looter. Also, um, also in um, you know, in the mutants, I think because I have that that skill that's really weak. I think that really affects me. So, but I mean, hopefully, the good thing is that, I have some ideas of why things aren't going quite as well. Um, now and it's not like, that the mining and crafting aren't part of a long-term strategy. Um, so I don't feel like I'm headed in the wrong direction. I just think that kind of it's a lot of headwinds. And I definitely didn't expect those headwinds, but on the other hand, as I think about it, I feel I do understand why I'm experiencing those headwinds. And I do have some meaningful ways of correcting those headwinds. Some of them, although some of them I don't. But the ones I don't have, I also like. Well, I need to put in some more elbow grease and see what is out there that I can craft that would be beneficial. Um, so I guess I have, some very concrete um, things to do to improve, and also a little more researchy. But that's good. The game keeps you thinking, keeps you motivated, keeps you guessing. So definitely having fun with it. I'd have a little bit more fun if I wasn't struggling so much, but um, I guess if the game wasn't a struggle, it wouldn't also be worth it. I don't like easy stuff. I don't like mindless stuff. I mean, I do sometimes, but in general, I more prefer um, challenge. Um, I've been playing some more Go recently. That's a really challenging strategy game. Even made my first video of that. So making that as a video series too. So I'm gonna have 2 video series on this game. Well, 3 video series, but 2 main video series on this game. And then also kind of like a more miscellaneous series in this game, and then a series on Go too. So definitely to me, those are exciting things. I'm really excited to build the YouTube to promote, things that are, I guess the things I promote are a little intellectual. But I hope that people, I mean, some people value those things, and all right. Until next time, I hope you guys do well in the game. Have a lot of success. Good luck to you all out there. Have a great time.